Go on then, Prick. You said you wanted to take the lead.
No, you got to do the intro, haven't you?
As I said on the last one, I've decided that we're leaving those in 2023.
We're back, aren't we? New year, new us. I mean, we've already had one person today say, I'm glad to see you doing the podcast.
We have. In fact, let me address that person because I haven't replied to their message. Zach. Yes, I have actually moved to Bali, mate.
Nothing suspicious going on there at all. You know, Connor's the one who manages the bank account, keeps telling me we got loads of money. All of a sudden he's in fucking Bali, thousands of miles away. Sure, I saw him drive around in a Porsche the other day. He can't pay me this month. I don't get it.
No. Problems with the bank, mate.
Problems with the bank. The really honest Joe's Bank of Bali.
Yeah.
Paying me fucking Balinese onga bongas. I'm a millionaire. I've got a 7-figure business. Yeah, but it's in some fucking godforsaken currency, isn't it? Oh, that's what makes me like.
Yeah, $1 million quid.
See some of these Indian copywriters and stuff going about having 5-figure months, and I'm thinking, hold on a minute. Then you realise they're talking about rupees or something. Oh, bless them. Must make me laugh.
$1 million quid out here is £50.
Yeah, you said you went for dinner with you and a load of fucking people for 20 quid.
I got it wrong. I got that wrong.
Oh.
I got that disgustingly wrong. It was a tenner.
It was a tenner. Fucking hell.
7 people. Did I say that on this podcast?
You did. No, I think it was. No, it was on the community call, wasn't it?
A community call, yeah. So for our dear listeners, I've made a new start in Bali, and I'm not running from HMRC, I promise.
Running from me.
You're running from John. We've made really good friends with our neighbours. We are the only villa on the street, which is ever so slightly awkward, and we don't stand out whatsoever. Anyway, made good friends with them. They invited us out for dinner. I insisted on paying for 7 of us to have 2 dishes each, a drink or 2 each. It was £10, and it was some of the best chicken I've ever had.
Hang on a minute. You reckon they've made friends with you? Have you never seen these fucking awful snuff movies? Yeah, let's make friends with the fucking honky. Wait till he's got this false sense of security and fucking slaughter him and rape his girlfriend. You know it's coming, mate. That's probably why you moved there, isn't it?
Yeah, but I don't want to judge an entire country by the ways of Indonesia. However, the men are rather small. I wouldn't be that intimidated.
Are they small everywhere? I mean, you go to the gay gym, you'd know.
Well, I've been reliably informed by a friend, and this does sound...
By a friend? Oh, fuck off.
Yeah, I promise you this is the truth. I haven't experienced this myself. They said to me, have you used the condoms out here? And I said, no, I haven't. And they said, they're tiny.
Oh, great. Oh, maybe not to Bali then. Actually, I'll be all right because I'm only short myself. I'm 5'5".
I said to him, mate, I ain't worried about that. I ain't carrying a corker. Don't worry about that. And he went, lad, neither am I. Yeah, we're talking 5 inches here. That's what he said.
Oh, no.
Again, to be clarified. And he said, and I can't fit in these bad boys.
I've got more than 5 inches, I'm glad to say. Anyway, should we change the topic now? It's getting a little bit too close to the bone.
Talking of condoms, anyway, there's one on your fucking thumb.
Oh, that. There we go. It's not what it is.
That's an Indonesian condom.
It is. It's actually the finger of a rubber medical glove, which probably sounds actually worse if you think about it. Now, what happened was, right, last night I was making dinner, and I've got this horrifically fucking sharp knife. It's a good 8-9 inches long, vegetable in a way, so cooking knife, and I sharpen it every day. So it progressively gets sharp, and it's not quite razor sharp, but it ain't far off. I can shave with it. And yesterday I was cutting through some swede, and I violated my own rule. I got distracted by the dog, and I didn't keep my thumb behind the blade. So I nearly took the fucking end of my thumb off. I could just probably go to Cork and get it sewn up. But I'm not driving fucking 2 hours round trip just to get some stitches in me, fella. I can't be asked. So, I've kind of
real man, mate.
Stuck it back with plasters. Well, this is one of the benefits of being electrophymic. You'd have no emotional attachment to injury. It's like, my thumb's hanging off, great, fix it. So just a logical problem to be solved. So anyway, I put this fucking stuff on it. I've got a photo from yesterday because this is the second dressing I put on it. The first one, it worked, but it was bleeding for a long time. And as you'll see in a second, it was it looks a lot worse than it was. But that's what it looked like.
Yeah, not pleasant.
And that's bleeding through plasters and things with a condom, obviously. So I had a shower last night. That kind of came off, and I just put another dressing on, and I put this fucking finger of the same glove, just cut it off. Very effective. Very effective.
Rather ingenious.
Yeah, I thought so. But anyway, it'll heal the next few days, and I'll be right as well. So,
what are we talking about, mate?
Predictions for 2024. Yeah? I mean, one prediction is I will continue to cut myself, because I always do. I'm very clumsy. So I'm going to go onto Amazon later on and get some cheapo medical stuff, because we're running out. Predictions for 2024. Because I tell you what, I've seen a lot of predictions posts. And some of them are just so fucking inane, it's unreal. I mean, I'll predict more of those, to be honest. I'll tell you what, I've got some predictions of my own that are educated. We talked about it last week. I think we touched on it about 2024 is shaping it to be a bit rough. Things have actually got worse in the last 7 days. I mean, the Middle East is powder keg at the moment, isn't it? And it will have a knock-on effect. Yeah. It will have a knock-on effect. But what I'm saying, and this is, I'll make some general predictions and then a specific one. And the specific one is based on experience over the last 20 years in this business. The first one is, I guarantee, right, over the next 12 months, AI is going to be an even bigger panic for people. And it shouldn't be. I mean, because now you've got these AI influencers. They're just videos. They're avatars. They look very realistic. And apparently you've got other AI influencers commenting on other AI influencers posts. So you've got this fucking AI influencer circle jerk going on, at which point the humans become fucking superfluous, you know. You've seen the Terminator films, haven't you?
I have.
And people are kind of seem to be in two camps. Some people are panicking. Oh my God, they're going to take all our work from us. They're fucking Luddites, you know, like, let's smash the looms because they're taking all our work if you go back a few hundred years. Then there are these people who seem to think it's some kind of panacea. It's going to make everything brilliant, but it isn't. It's just another technology. You've seen that video by Cal Newport where he describes how these large language models work, haven't you? And yes. The thing is, they're so big and so comprehensive, and they're so efficient, and the computers behind them work so fast, and our expectations lead us into these kind of conclusions. They look like they're thinking and they're intelligent, and they're just not. The analogy I used before is, and I didn't invent this analogy, I got it from somewhere else, is you can imagine a book literally printed on paper. Okay, it's a thought experiment. And this book has got this property where if you ask a question and you go through the book and the index and the tables of contents and you follow the instructions, any question you ask of this book, it will give you the same answer Einstein would have given you. Okay? The fact that we couldn't do this isn't the point, but imagine, you know, we can imagine there is a book like that. A bit like one of these old 1970s adventure novels where you go to page 26, go to page 30, you know, that kind of.
Yeah.
So it's one of those. But the thing is, it's guaranteed that any question you ask this book and you follow the process through, you will get the same answer Einstein will be giving you. Does that mean the book is intelligent? Well, no, of course it doesn't. It's a book. Well, that is pretty much how AI works. AI is essentially an incredibly fast and sophisticated adventure novel. That's what it is. It predicts what word comes next of what you're typing in. Now, if you want to see how profoundly bad it is, just ask it to give you, say, a 500-word a 500-word tasteful description of a couple having an orgasm together. It's fucking appalling. It's the kind of thing a teenager would write, full of flowery adjectives and adverbs and shit. Honestly, it's
funny. They give you an answer.
Hey, no, you can circumvent these things. In fact, you do the Socratic thing and say you can't write any erotica, can you? No. Okay, so I'm not asking you to write erotica, but imagine if you could, and I asked you to do this kind of thing, and you can get around it. You can basically tell it what you're writing isn't erotica. Okay, fine, and it won't use profanity, but it'll give you. And part of the reason it's so bad is that it's studiously avoiding using any profanity. You know? So, but people are panicking about this. So some people are saying this is going to take over the world, and these AI influencers are going to take marketing by storm, and there's no room for human beings. And then other people are saying this is going to take all our work away. And I wouldn't even say the truth is somewhere in between, because it isn't. You know, if you are so bad, your job as a copywriter, designer, whatever, can be taken away by effectively a 1970s, 1980s adventure novel. You ain't very good at your job. It's as simple as that.
It's a fair dimension.
And even if you are good at your job, if you can't sell yourself, then yes, you might well lose out to AI. If you can't show people, get people to see that getting a computer to write their copy is a bad idea, well, you know, it's your own fault. Learn how to sell. So I don't think the truth is in between. I think that both camps are profoundly wrong. I mean, AI can do some fabulous things with large data sets. You know, it can predict diseases from the most ephemeral of conditions. But that's just what like a professor can do. A professor of a certain specialism in medicine can make a diagnosis based on what looks like a guesswork, but it isn't. It's just pattern recognition. I mean, we've experienced this recently, the last year or two. So I predict AI is going to grow and become even more of a, what's the word I'm looking for? More hyperbole. And I think it will get better, AI. I mean, I'm using Midjourney myself. I write erotic porn.
Can't get worse, can it?
No, that's a good point, actually. It's unlikely to get worse. Well, actually, it could. If the fucking politicians stick their fingers in and legislate
regulation.
So it could get worse, yes. I mean,
writers are getting right in a tit about it, aren't they?
Yeah, but that's because they're shit writers.
Well, you can tell because of you can tell it's been trained on the shit because it writes.
Here's the danger with regulation. You see, okay, you might say Europe and the States will regulate it, but the Russians won't regulate it, or they might regulate it for your average Joe or Joeski, but they won't. You know, they won't pay heed to anything else. All the Chinese. So we cannot afford to let it regulated because no one else is going to. It's like all the nuclear arms race. Everybody's got to have nukes because everyone's going to have nukes.
They might regulate it so it doesn't speak poorly of their overlords.
Oh, please don't start this fucking conspiracy bollocks, will you?
What? Like, I imagine Russia won't let...
Oh, sorry, I beg your pardon. I mean, I didn't realise you were talking specifically the despotic regimes.
Yes.
So, I use Midjourney for doing my erotic porn book covers because it's good enough. It really is good enough.
It does it?
Yeah, you just again, it's how you word these things. There are some words which aren't even profane or particularly suggestive that it won't allow. It's just a question of knowing what. So, I mean, I'll share some with you.
Please do. I'm very, very interested.
Do one now.
I wouldn't. Otherwise, people might be able to put two and two together, mate.
If they see it, no, there's no guarantee I'm gonna show them it. There you go.
But the video might. Oh, fair enough. It does.
Yeah. Now, sometimes you get some really strange results. Like you get a woman with 3 legs, and 3 arms, and the hand's on the wrong way. Yeah, it's Midjourney's really good at faces and bodies. It's not so good at limbs and hands and feet, particularly. Which is a bugger if you're going to write stuff for foot fetishes, which I don't quite. So that's AI. AI will continue to panic people, but please, people, don't worry about it. I mean, if you're say a builder, a construction guy, or someone doing a hard physical service, delivering something concrete, AI is not going to take your job. What AI might do, and this is leading to my next prediction, what AI might do is lead you into making some very poor decisions about your marketing. Because, it's everybody's using AI, so you're going to think, I need to use AI too. And you don't necessarily.
The thoughts, going back to what you said, there's AI influencers commenting on AI influencers' posts. I wouldn't be surprised if that's pretty much how every social media ends up, even if, they are posted from the profiles of real people. It's AI generated response. People will be copying, pasting other people's posts into there and saying, please generate a cheerful response to said post. Becoming AI, commenting on AI.
Maybe we have it already, but, the next stage, I guess, from something like Midjourney is Midjourney for video. Create me a video of a young woman performing these actions and saying these words. I mean, if you think about it, a video is only a series of JPEGs.
Yeah. That will 100% happen.
It probably already is. I'll just behind the wave,
Deep fakes.
Yeah, we can already do deep fakes. I remember that.
Yeah.
Do you remember that guy? Remember that mastermind we were in with the Australian chap? Not going to mention names.
Yes.
Because I don't want this guy to get... he seemed like a nice guy. He had a coach. Really nice chap, he seemed. He got thrown out of this mastermind as being a coach because he was asking some of the ladies for pictures of their feet. All right, which is a bit fucking dodgy, but it gets even worse or better, depending on your perspective. For him, it was worse, whereas it's far better. I saw, this was when I was on Facebook, so it's going back at least 18 months now. It's deleted my account. I saw him writing this post, and the panic in his words came out sharp as screen and grabbed you. If you see a video of me doing something, I can't remember what words he used, but it was clearly pornographic. It's a deep fake. No, it isn't. Nobody's making deep fake videos of a non-entity like you, mate. You got fucking caught out. You've sent something rude to someone you shouldn't have sent it to, and they are just not sitting down and taking it. Fucking hilarious.
That was someone who worked inside the mastermind with.
Yes, it wasn't. I think he may have been a member too, but he worked inside the mastermind. You know the guy, I'm sure. I'll tell you business.
Yeah, no, I know.
And when we joined the mastermind, I had a call with him. He seemed like a really decent, helpful bloke, and he was a decent, helpful bloke.
You are.
The fact that he was a bit weird and probably overstepped the mark in some other areas of his life doesn't mean he's not decent or helpful. But anyway, so my next prediction, and I've seen this every single time we've had something bad happen. Recession, COVID, that kind of thing. And that is, we see a preponderance of coaches, mentors, people selling how-to info. When business gets tough, the coaches scuttle out of the fucking woodwork like cockroaches. Because, for a start, it's always easier to sell the how-to than to do the how-to. No? That's why some people do it. And people say, well, that's what you and Connor do, John. Yeah, we do. But I've done the how-to for 20 years, and Connor's been doing it for, 10, 15, something like that? 10, at least.
10.
So we've been doing it. And we also do it for ourselves, and we show others how to do it, and we've got results to prove it. What we don't do is have a struggling business and say, this is too hard, I'm going to tell other people how to do it instead. Because I've read the books. I know how to do it, I just can't do it. It's like I saw one woman post on LinkedIn a few years ago, I'll help you smash through your money blocks. Fix your mindset. And then you look at her other posts, it's just fucking struggling hand to mouth, and you think, you seem to have some pretty big money blocks of your own there, love.
Yeah, the picture posted beforehand was a selfie at the food bank.
Yeah. So
it's
coaches.
Some of the conventional wisdom. Sorry, I need to get it out there as a word of warning. A lot of coaches start up, and the way they justify it is, well, as long as I'm one step ahead of the person I'm teaching, that's okay.
There is some truth in that.
There is.
But
however, I'm coaches with no actual skin in the game. that are essentially just regurgitating secondhand information.
Well, some of the stuff I see is not just morally questionable, it's actually fucking dangerous. People in the health space, mindsets, basically passing themselves off as therapists. Right?
Oh.
Like what they do. You know, they talk about curing trauma. You don't, unless you're a fucking specialist, you don't touch trauma with a stolen dick.
Yeah, the medical field is an absolute minefield, And the sad thing about these coaches is often they lie about their level of experience and things. Often, yeah, we've led our clients through things that are brand new to us, and we are just one step ahead, but we're very upfront with it.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, and I think one of the reasons they do that is it's easy, it's much easier to do because the sale is easy. When people are saying like they are now, they're unsure. And I've seen people posted about this explicitly. I find it really hard to work when the world is in such a shit condition, such a shit state. I've seen that several times. And I get why they might feel it. It doesn't affect me in that way at all. But I can understand why people get like that. And when someone's in that state of mind, how seductive is it for someone to come along and basically say, I can make you feel better. Never mind, we can fix your business, but I can get you feeling better, more positive, more motivated. And then very vague promises, we can crush 2024. What does that actually mean? I mean, I think if you get to the end of 2024 and you're still alive, that's good enough. You know? Because if you're not alive, you've really fucking lost the game. You're dead. Game over. There is no more. But if you're still alive at the end of the year, that's a win. But they make all these promises. And so part of it is, I think, it's because the how-to is easier to sell than to do the how-to. But also, it is just such an easy sale emotionally. And I understand why they're also doing it. They're stuck. They can't fix their businesses themselves. They don't know how to do so. Now, again, you might say to yourself, well, I'm a brickie, a carpenter, a construction for I own a factory, or what, that kind of thing. That doesn't really apply to me. But it does. Because your business is going to suffer because the economy is suffering. And when your business is suffering, you might start looking around, as people are doing all the time. We're getting a steady stream of leads now from people. And probably half of them cold, messaging me, I need your help. Yeah? Well, now people are in that situation, they're reaching out for help. Well, so you're a construction guy. Doesn't matter what you do, electrician, gas, water, electricity. I already said that. Building, floors, roofs, walls, everything in between. Doesn't matter what you do. And you need help with your business because you're finding your customers are shit and they're not buying from you. And you're thinking, why? Or if they are buying, they're always knocking down the price. You don't like that. You think, why? Why is this happening? Let's change it. Well, you go look for help. Okay? Where do you look? Whom do you ask? Do you ask the person who's telling you this is actually a fucking tough nut to crack and it's going to cost you a lot of money to work with this to fix it? That'd be me and Connor. Or do you listen to the person who says, yeah, we can smash through your money blocks. This is really easy. I'm going to charge you 250 quid for a consultation, maybe one day. Put a free proposal in front of you. Yeah. Get your social media, get loads of engagement because engagement feels great, doesn't it? All right. Well, I'll tell you who you listen to. You don't listen to me and Connor. It takes a very special kind of person to listen to me and Connor because you know the story of Hercules?
Of course.
Hercules reaches that point and he can go the easy path or the hard path. And he chooses the hard path. Well, we're the hard path. We're the hard pink and we're the hard brown and not the easy pink, you know? We're Steve Davis's nightmare. Seriously, we are the hard path. We are the tough path, not the easy one. And most people don't have the will or the wherewithal to take the rocky road. And the more people are out there saying how easy this stuff is, the more likely you are to believe it's easy. It isn't. It's simple, but it ain't easy. And I'm telling you right now that the people, the social media influencers who are largely talking among themselves, this very cadre of people who are all fucking mutual backslapping, their businesses are easy, but your business ain't their business, even though they will kid you or try to kid you into thinking it is. It isn't. So So the two predictions for 2024.
Prediction 1, AI gets more hypey. Prediction 2,
yes.
coaches are cockroaches and they'll come falling out.
Yeah, you'll see a lot more of it. Yeah. I think we're going to see
One for us?
a third one. Don't know, really.
No, mate.
Yeah, let's make a third one. I think the Middle East is going to be a real clusterfuck by the time we come out of it.
I think Trump, as a result, will win the US election.
I think Trump will win the US election. And part of me has a sense of schadenfreude for the Americans. You know, you get the leaders you deserve. And part of me is fucking petrified of what that might mean for the rest of the world.
How has America ended up with Biden as Trump as their two prime candidates is beyond.
Well,
Beyond.
I've been saying for at least 15, possibly 12, more than that, probably nearly 20 years, I've been saying the US in my lifetime will be the world's biggest third world theocracy.
What does that mean for the idiots amongst us?
It means, well, third world, it'll be like a fucking banana republic. And theocracy means it will be basically run by religious law.
Oh, okay.
And look what's happened already with the Supreme Court knocking down Roe v. Wade, allowing the states, 7 individual states, to determine the fate of abortion rights. But we've already got some states basically saying it is a crime for a woman even to travel out of state to get an abortion in the state where it's legal, or for anyone to procure to help her.
Texas put a bounty system in place, I believe.
I don't know. It's just...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was $3,000 if you reported someone
for doing
who had an abortion.
I mean, I don't have words. I mean, my own views are very clear on this. I'm a libertarian. If a woman wants an abortion, she can have an abortion. And people say, yeah, but what if it was your wife or your girlfriend? I would say the same. If she wants an abortion, it's her body. She has it. Nothing to do with it.
How incredibly dystopian is that thought that anybody can go up to a police officer and say this person at this address has had an abortion. I don't know what the next steps are, but if I'm thinking them through, that would likely mean officers going around the house. And I'd like to think this wouldn't happen, but detaining with a right to examine.
I know. I don't want to think about that, do you? This is America we're talking about, land of the free. Fucking hell.
God, I tell you what, I've never felt more free than in a third world country where there's no fucking rules, and I know if I break one, all I need to do is give an officer 20 quid and I can go on my merry way.
So that's what I predict about America, and the world in general is going to get a lot worse. Unfortunately, religion won't just go away. I wish it would, but it won't. None of them will. And I mean, I'm an equal opportunity hater of religion, and I hate them all. And the sooner all religion is consigned to the dustbin of history, the happier the human species will be. But it won't happen because there's a lot of evidence to suggest we are actually predisposed to believe in some form of religion. The fact that every fucking culture has it tells us something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every culture has religion. But here's the interesting thing about that. Every religion believes theirs is the one true religion. All right? And here's the thing. If there was one true religion, there would only be one. There'd be one book, there'd be one version of that book, and there'd be one religion. All right? That's the first thing. Second thing is, if you drew a map of religion, it wouldn't look like it does. And right now, it looks like the chances of you being, I don't know, Jewish, Christian, Muslim, Buddhist, whatever, the biggest determinant is who your parents are and where you live. If there was one true religion, that would not happen. We'd get exactly the same holy book appearing identically in Australia, New Zealand, Europe, Russia, America, all over the world. It would be the same, one of them. Oh no, but that's Satan muddying the waters. Oh, fuck off, it's all made up. You know it is.
Any other predictions?
I'll get even more fucking handsome and sexually desirable.
of course.
If
I mean,
such a
as
thing
you get older, that's what
That's a
happens
gift.
naturally.
It is. Happened to Sean Connery. He got better as he got older.
Is he still alive?
No, he died.
I bet he looks fantastic right now.
He died of dementia, of all things.
Did he?
Same as Ronald Reagan and Peter Falk, Columbo. Columbo's last question. What the fuck am I doing?
Oh, it's much how I'm feeling on this podcast.
Yeah, of course it's evening there, isn't it? Right, I'll go there. I'll fuck off. It's 10 to 11. We've been here.
10 to. Yeah.
So, what do people need to do? You can tell them today, Connor. I'll enough talk.
Okay, I'll tell them. There's one thing that I want to add, because, and this is going back to the very beginning about AI. Online will become easier, and outsourcing it will become extremely attractive, and you will very much get to a point where you are presented with such no-brainer offers, where you are reading copy that you think is good enough to be plastered across your own and your company profile everywhere for 50 odd quid, potentially even less. It will get to that point. But once it gets to that point, that is every reason to forget social media fully. We've undergone and are undergoing a complete radicalization of the company where everything is pretty much offline mail. That's right, isn't it, John? Pretty much everything we're doing, everything we're focused on is all offline mediums, nothing to do with social, correct?
Pretty much. We use social media because it's cheap, it's easy, it's fast, and it uses what we've already got. And it brings us some leads.
There's no added time for us.
No, it's all reuse. I mean, we've got. I don't even know how my LinkedIn posts get there. They either get scheduled or someone manually posts them, or maybe a bit of both. I have no idea. They just take stuff I've already written and put it there. And I deal with some of the incoming inquiries. Probably get a couple a week. That's it.
Yeah. But for the moment, looking forward, we're not putting any time, attention, resources into social, are we?
No, and I'll be very blunt here. If what we're building now works like it looks like it's going to, because we're getting some momentum behind it, I'd quite happily just have our social media as placeholders, just because we've got a presence, so people can look at it and say they're actually real people. Everything we'll be doing is offline. And to the heart of thinking, yes, that is predicated on cold calling and direct mail. And the book, which is getting fantastic comments from people. Everyone who's read it everyone who's read it and has spoken to me about it has used words like fantastic, superlative, fabulous, etc., etc.
Always already on my second read.
Yeah.
That sort of stuff. So we're moving away from that, and I strongly urge you to be thinking of the same. And if you'd like help with that, the best place to start, and by taking control of your sales, is by buying the book. Go to wellfedbusiness.com/book. Get yourself a copy, the most unbelievable free gift ever. And there's even shit in there that's specifically about how to get rid of those wankers that are always asking for a discount so you can win the work, especially those amongst you that work with quite big numbers and think 5% is inconsequential. So wellfedbusiness.com/book. If you're a big boy with your big pants on and you're brave enough, you can email holly@wellfedbusiness.com if you want to work with us privately. Other than that, cheers for listening and sayonara, bitches.